Hey everybody, welcome back. We are Married to Vinyl and we have another episode of Micro Discographies for you.
Yes.
What was that all about again? Do we want to talk about the rules?
Yes. So if you don't know what a micro discography is.
But again, you've watched all of them. So
yeah,
you know.
so you already know.
You know. But let's tell the new
know.
people, just in case.
Yeah. It's any band that has just one album. That's the most they can have is one album or just a couple of singles.
Yeah.
So they cannot have any more than one
more
album.
than a couple singles. You could even have 4 or 5 singles.
You can have a whole bunch of singles.
I guess, but
no more than one album. No more than one album. Yeah. So that's a micro discography. Just one album and some singles.
All right. So who are we talking about today?
We are talking about
a 4AD band.
Another 4AD band.
I think we've done another one before, maybe.
Spirea X. Ooh. Yeah.
But first, a special treat. We're going to be special treat time.
Special treat.
All right, this is like a show within a show. So we will get back to the Spirea X micro discography, but we want to. This is going to also be a little sneak preview. I'm going to call it of a new series we'll be debuting probably in the next couple months, next month or two. We're going to call it something like the evolution of, and we're going to take usually one person, maybe 2 people if they've worked together, and we're kind of do the evolution of their bands they've been in. So we're going to talk about an artist, again, usually one person, sometimes 2, where they've been in multiple bands, and we're going to kind of follow their career.
Yeah, this is not a family tree.
Right.
Yeah.
We're not taking the family tree like a band and then all the splintering, whatever. So we will start with that. We will get back to the micro discography episode within this episode. So even though this is called a micro discography episode.
It is a micro discography.
It's going to be a little longer.
So who are the main characters in today's story?
All right, so today's sneak preview of the evolution of series. We are talking about Jim Beattie.
Yes.
And Judith Boyle.
Yes, that is correct.
They were both in the band, the micro discography band Spirea X. They were first in a band. You can show this.
Oh, a little known band.
Yeah, at the time they were very little
I know
known.
that none of you have heard about. All right, I'm kidding.
Okay.
You probably all know Primal Scream.
That's their debut single, All Fall Down. What year was that one? 1985? Yeah.
Yep, so this is Creation 17.
Jim Beattie, the guitarist and main songwriter from Spirea X, he was the main songwriter and guitarist for Primal Scream at the very beginning. On all their early singles and their debut album will show all that.
Him and Bobby were schoolmates.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think they were all school friends with Alan McGee and all that sort of stuff as well.
And they co-wrote the songs together for all the early Primal Scream stuff. Judith Boyle came in at the very beginning. Their first, I guess their attempt at a single ended up being an aborted single. They never released it. A song called The Orchard, and I think we're going to have a link to that. You can find that song on YouTube. Judith sang lead vocals for that song. But that was it. That was it. She sang that one song. And then they kind of, whatever, they went there. She didn't stay with the band or anything. Then they went to their second single, which you can show as well.
Oh, yeah.
We each count one. Crystal Crescent, this is their second single. And this is Creation 026, so their 26th single. This is from 1986. And, it's got, probably one of their most famous songs from their early years is Velocity Girl.
Yeah, that was on C86,
It was the first song on C86. It's 1 minute and 23 seconds of just pure jangle pop bliss indie. Just you gotta love it. I think the Manic Street Preachers have covered that song. Like it's just a classic. It's thought of as a classic of the time, and it really is. But this song, so it has Crystal Crescent, Velocity Girl, but on this 12-inch, I don't know if you can see that. The third song is called Spirea X.
Yes.
That's a little foreshadowing for you right there.
Is.
After those first couple singles on Creation, Creation Records farmed them out to Elevation Records.
Oh, really? At this point?
It was I think they were trying this new thing where I think they gave the Weather Prophets to them as well. They were trying it was sort of like an indie label in disguise. It was really, Elevation was funded and distributed by WEA, which was Warner Brothers. So that's they were doing that a lot in the 80s, where it was like kind of faux indie labels. Using major label, distribution and backing.
Yeah,
so it's still run by the independently, sort of, but it's sort of cheating, I think. Yeah. But whatever, it's indie. I will count it. So this one is their debut album, Sonic Flower Groove. Came out in 1987. Jim Beattie again co-wrote all the songs, and he played Rickenbacker, so he's got that jangle sound. Let's see what we got here. A little inner sleeve. That's him right there. Him him and Bobby. That's Jim. So from this album, they released 2 singles. So this is the first one. Oh, look at this. This is cool. Gentle Tuesday.
Yeah.
And we are kind of completists of this kind of stuff. Different photo, color. You get a color picture in this.
Color.
Even the back, same photo on the back, but you get color version on the 7-inch. And that's even nicer. That's like a thicker card.
Yeah,
it
is. That's a paper sleeve. Yeah.
But that's a classic. Gentle Tuesday. Definitely a classic jangle pop single. Next single was Imperial. These are the same.
Yeah.
Same cover?
Yes.
They are, right? Yeah. This one's got a cool version of So Sad About Us by The Who on the B-side. And this one I'm saying, it reminds me of a little bit in the chorus. It's got that little violin.
Oh, you were saying that it sort of that feel of the, what would you say, the cutter?
Yeah, by Echo and the Bunnymen. It's kind of, you probably know what I'm talking about. Maybe we'll probably put a link to that too, to this song. Definitely got a bit of that Bunnymen. But yeah, neo-psychedelia, they're total jangle pop, whatever. They were classic. Yeah, good stuff.
This is, slightly different to what they became after Screamadelica.
Yeah. Then they parted ways. Primal Scream went a whole different direction on the next album, went all Johnny Thunders, which I love. We love it. But most people don't. So Jim and the drummer Thomas, the early Primal Scream drummer, they left 1988-ish before the second Primal Scream album, and they went and formed Spirea X.
Yes,
and again, they got the name from that.
On 4AD now.
On 4AD now. They got the name from that song they did on the second single, if you're paying attention. So this was their debut album. Didn't come out till 1991 on 4AD. Oh, we're back now, just in case you didn't get this. We're back now.
Oh, this is beginning the micro.
This is the micro discography portion of the video. This is a video within a video. This is what you get at Married to Vinyl. It's either confusion or it's just genius. I can't quite tell, but
I go with the former on that
I'm gonna
one.
go. Okay, I like that. All right, so yeah, micro discography time. This is their one album, Fireblade Skies, and they released 2 singles from it.
Yeah, I did.
And I'll show the
This
inner
is
as you show
Chlorine
these.
Dream and Spirea Rising.
Well, they like to use their name a lot in the songs.
They did.
And this is inner sleeve too, kind of matches those a little bit.
And then we've got
this
this one.
Speed Reaction.
Yeah, Speed Reaction.
Oh, and on the album too, they do a cool version of Signed DC by Love.
Oh, yeah.
The heroin come down song. These guys are too, again, they do still have a bit of that Primal Scream jangle. It's still him.
They do.
And he's still playing Rickenbacker, but it's more, I'd say it's more, not quite shoegaze again, but it's more dream pop.
Yeah.
More ethereal, kind of got more of that 4AD vibe.
And Judith singing on this now.
And Judith, they both sing.
Yeah, Judith singing.
They both sing, yeah. They take lead and then sometimes they harmonize. But it's got more of that 4AD vibe
so
than the creation.
So this is where Judith's come back into the picture.
Yes, that's true. I forgot to, good point. Forgot to mention that. Now they're back together. They took the drummer too. From Primal Scream, but we're not counting him as part of the evolution of.
No,
because he's not in the next band.
We're just concentrating on Jim and Judith.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, good point. I almost forgot about her.
Yes.
But yes, they both sing. Again, it's very 60s inspired music.
Yeah, it is.
It's got backwards guitar involved as well, and one song you thought really sounded like Primal Scream.
I did get a little bit of a Primal Scream feel from it. I think it was song 8. Which one's that?
But this is for all you train spotters, this is the UK vinyl only, but for the US CD version, a slightly different track order, and they add an extra song on there too.
Yeah, so I think it was Confusion in My Soul. I think it has that very much a Primal, that early Primal feel.
Yeah, I mean you can tell it's the same guy.
Or even sort of a little later Primal, where they're starting to get that sort of Andrew Weatherall feel. Yeah.
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah, a bit more dreamy, a bit more. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, good stuff. But that was it. That's it for Spirea X. This one album, 2 singles, micro discography.
Yes.
That's the end of the micro discography episode within an episode. But don't leave yet. All right, so the story continues with Judith and Jim.
Jim and Judith.
Jim or James. Primal Scream, Spirea X. They started a new band called
Adventures in Stereo.
Adventures in Stereo. They started with, you can show the trilogy of 7 inches.
Yeah.
So these are 4-song EPs. I love it. And they're all numbered.
This is 1, to.
Oh, we're out of order. You're out of order. And I think you can tell they're different colors. I know, I love these. I love when bands do that kind of stuff where you... Yeah, that's just kind of cool. And then, you know what you're going to... Those little hands, you're going to hold all three of these, but... These were all from 1996. They compiled them on this compilation album. Self-titled, whatever you want to call it. Does it have... No inner sleeve, nothing exciting. But on Creeping Bent Records. So not really, again, not their debut album, but... just kind of a compilation of all those. Oh yeah, so there's 12 songs there. This has 18 songs. And again, another feature of this band is that their songs are super short. Like most of these,
they're
under 2 minutes.
And they're those quick sugary hit of pop and
we didn't
60s psychedelic.
Same kind of vibe he's in. But yeah, they do a lot of I'd say a lot of Beach Boys harmonies.
Yes.
And this is all Judith now. She's singing, doing all the vocals.
She is doing all the vocals.
Jim does he writes all the music. But yeah, they layer her vocals a lot. A lot of Beach Boys harmonies, very 60s psychedelic, not dream pop, 60s psych pop type stuff. This one and this whole comp, these early singles are very lo-fi, but in a good way. Like they've got this kind of if you like Broadcast, the band, or Stereo Lab, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Earlier stuff, the more trippier Broadcast stuff, it kind of, a little bit, I think you'd kind of get that kind of vibe a little. I think you'd like these guys. One thing
that we forgot to mention, is originally in Spirea X, there was their manager, Simon Dine. He came over to do Adventures in Stereo with them,
That's right? At the very beginning. That's right. Yep.
And they ended up parting ways. So you will see...
They recorded like a bunch of stuff, some stuff together,
with Simon. You will see Simon has gone out on his own and produced an album, Adventures in Stereo.
It looks like this, but it's yellow instead of blue.
Didn't you say it was Adventures in Stereo 2?
I mean, it's not called 2, but if you look it up on Discogs, you'll see, like, if bands that have the same name, it'll usually be, whatever.
Okay.
It'll have the second variation of that band name, whatever. So he released one album, Yellow.
Yeah.
It's more electronic, but it's pretty much takes all this stuff. It's more cut and paste kind of.
So if you see that, don't get them confused.
It sort of is confused.
With what we're talking about here. We're talking about the Jim Beattie,
and
Judith Boyle,
Adventures
in Stereo, not the Simon Dine Adventures in Stereo.
So if you see the Yellow, which I like that as well, it's still good. It's still kind of similar stuff, but just a little bit different approach. Yeah. All right. Thanks for reminding me. I totally forgot about that. So then, 1998. This is their debut album proper. What do we got? Alternative Stereo Sounds. I mean, I love that cover.
Yeah. It looks fantastic.
You can kind of tell what you're getting into here. Again, same kind of stuff. Sunshine pop. Lots of layered harmonies. Not quite as lo-fi.
No.
So they've stepped it up a little bit. Not like super hi-fi either, but yeah, it's much more. Much better produced. Songs are still pretty short, within the 1 to 2 minutes.
Look at the track listing on the back of that. That's a good number of songs.
18 songs. So you're never bored, and they do vary quite. But you never feel like they're too short either. You get like the good part of the song.
So they've moved over into Bobsled now. Bobsled Records.
Bobsled Records, you can see.
And so here we go. A couple of singles from there. These are with the Bobsled sleeves. This is the clear and like purple.
That's pretty cool.
Plum sort of color.
This one's on Creeping Bent though still. This was from
that's still on Creeping Bent?
Yes, this one's Creeping Bent. UK, nothing, no color vinyl, but just a cool, am I in the picture? Sometimes I'm losing it. Got the cool die cut. They all these 7 inches now.
And this is A Brand New Day is the single on this one.
And this one's Down in the Traffic, both from this album. Just beautiful. This is great. I mean, again, if you like... But more harmony, lots more layered vocals than something like Broadcast. But yeah, really kind of got that cool 60s vibe. Just really good stuff.
Yeah, they are really, really joyful.
They are, yeah. And trippy as well, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, some of them be really mellow, some are very poppy. It's just, kind of all over the place. And that's what you can do with 2-minute songs,
Yeah.
Okay, and then their third and final album, Monomania, still on Bobsled. This time now, though, the songs are mostly between 2 and 3 minutes.
What?
They've gone nuts.
Oh, man.
Look at this. There's one here, 356.
Wow,
That's crazy.
That's sort of like bordering on progressive territory.
This is prog rock. 344. All right, here we go. 257, 229, 230. They're about 2.5 to 3 minutes. So they've kind of notched it up a little bit. And then they released a couple singles from this. Well, actually, just one single. International. The 4-minute song. Which one do you want?
International. You take that one.
And here we go. Are we completists? Well, when they're so cheap, these are like a couple bucks.
Yeah, that's the trouble. You can find the stuff around.
Yeah, but that's good for you people.
Yeah, so that's a straight up white one.
Oh, you can flip the tabs.
And this is a
white and blue.
White and blue.
Yeah, and the die cut sleeve. I mean, yeah, and they're so cheap, which
are.
is good. These guys' stuff, you'll probably see these if your record store has a good 7-inch section. You can find stuff, but like you'll find this stuff at Amoeba. You can find a single or two by these guys.
Oh yeah,
seems like almost all the time.
We always see something. And we were lucky enough to get to see Adventures in Stereo.
That's true. Yeah.
Gosh, I want to say 20 years ago.
Oh,
now.
Easily. Yeah. Well, this is 2000. I think it was on this tour, probably 2001-ish.
Yeah.
2001.
So yeah, that's over
really
20 years ago.
on.
We got to see them at. Oh, what was that place?
Spaceland.
Spaceland.
Yes. Oh, man, what a great
Spaceland
venue
in
used to
Silver
be.
Lake.
Silver, yep.
Yeah, that was a great venue.
So it was the bobsled tour. It was like 3 bands. It was the Chamber Strings, which are awesome. We might have to do a Lost thing on that band. They're so good.
They were, yeah.
And then they only had 2 albums. A new series could be coming with bands that have 2 albums, but we got a lot of micro ones to go. But and who else? The Waxwings.
Yeah.
Oh man, what a combo!
Wow,
that was such a good show. Another Lost classic.
Great, yeah.
Lost classic power pop album.
So that was the evolution of Jim Beattie and Judith Boyle.
Yep.
And yeah.
That's it. That was that's all that after that last album, Monomania. That's all they've done. They haven't done, we've checked, they haven't done anything since then. I would have definitely followed them if they had.
Yeah.
But that's it. So
yeah, and then we had our little micro discography for Spirea X in there as
micro
well.
discography within an evolution of series.
I know. It's like this whole
it's a conundrum within a
Escher illustration.
Oh boy, we're really stretching the limits of lawful here.
We are.
Yeah, we kind of we were going to do a Spirea X, just a micro discography on that, but then I'm like, you know what, this could be a...
Yeah.
So yeah, there you go. Sneak preview of what's to come, another series. But we'll have more micro discographies as well.
Exactly. So as always, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah, if you've liked any of these bands, hopefully you've let us know if you've heard of Spirea X, Adventures in Stereo. Did you follow the career of all these bands, or did you just know about Primal Scream? Or hopefully you can, if you don't know about the other two, you'll give them a chance. You probably like both those other bands. So yeah, give them a try, and we'll put videos, and I don't know, we'll see. They're probably on Spotify
we'll
too.
do a playlist. We'll put together
exactly.
a playlist for all of those bands.
All right. That's it for now.
Thanks all.
All right. See you next time.
Bye.
So not a whole bunch of singles.
Well, just,
Not a dozen singles. Otherwise, it's not micro.
Really? You wouldn't call that still a micro?
Maybe. Is this part of it?